And my Dandavat pranams to all the Vaishnavas and all the Vaishnavis. So before we start to read from the Braj Mandala Parikrama book, I also want to again read the translations of the three Ashtakam songs. So if you have a songbook, you can open up your songbook and we'll read those translations beginning with Namami Nandanandanam on page 289. Okay. Sucharu Vaktramandalam Sukarna Ratna Kundalam Sucharchitanga Chandanam Namami Nandanandanam. His round face is so lovely. His beautiful ears are adorned with hanging jeweled earrings, and his body is nicely anointed with fragrant sandalwood paste. I offer pranam to that Sri Nandanandana. Can go this way.
His eye.
Say the Sanskrit first.
Sudirka netra pangajam, shiki shikandam, vortajam, ananga koti mohanam, namami nandanandram. His eyes are elongated like lotuses. Peacock feathers adorn his head, and he enchants millions of cupids. I offer pranam to that Sri Nandanandana.
Do you want to meet such a person?
Yes.
I do too. How about you, Ranga? Yes. Yeah. Charlie? Okay. The more we sing about him and hear about him, the more he will be attracted to come and reveal himself to us. Number 3.
My pronunciation is
it's okay, you just do the best you can, that's all.
Suna Sakagara Mukha
Moktikam
Svacha Chanda Danta
Panktikam
Navam
Udanga
Buddhakam
Chikanam
Namami Nandanandanam.
Good.
From the tip of his beautiful nose hangs an elephant pearl. His rows of teeth shine naturally like pearls, and his bodily complexion shines like a fresh rain cloud. I offer pranam to that Sri Nandanandana.
Karena Venu Ranjitam Gati Karindra Darjitam. Sorry, I don't have my glasses.
Ranjitam. Go ahead.
Ranjitam. Dukula Pita Sobanam Namami Nandanandana.
Very good.
His hands are adorned with a flute. His majestic gait excels that of the king of elephants, and he is beautified by fine. By fine yellow garments. I offer pranam to that Sri Nandanandana.
Sanskrit, okay.
Trivanga Deka Sundaram Naha Dukti Sudankaram Amulya Ratna Bhusanam Namami Nandanam.
Yeah, I'll just read that translation. His threefold bending form is most beautiful. His nails glow like the moon, and he is adorned by priceless gems. I offer pranams to that Sri Nandanandana. Mansagati. Sugandha.
Sugandha anga sorutam uro viraji kaushtubam sudas Sri Vatsa Lanchanam Namami Nandanandana. His body exudes an extraordinarily enchanting fragrance, and upon his broad chest the Kaustuba gem shines. Along with the mark of Sri Vats, I offer pranam to that Sri Nandanandana.
Vrindavana Sudagaram Vilasanuga Vasasam Surendra Garva Mochanam Namami Nanda Nandanam. He is Vrindavan's expert paramour, who dresses in a manner to enhance his charming, playful pastimes, and who liberates Indra from his pride. I offer pranam to that Sri Nandanandana.
Rajan Gana Sunayakam Sada Sukha Pradayakam Jagan Mana Pralobhanam Namami Nandanandanam. The exquisite lover of the damsels of Braj always bestows happiness upon all living entities and enchants their mind. I offer pranam unto that Nandanandana.
Shri Nanda Nanda Shtakam Patya Yad
Shraddhaya Anvita Tared Tared Bhavabudim Dushtaram Bait
Makam. Whoever with faith recites these 8 verses, glorifying the son of Nanda, will easily conquer the insurmountable ocean of material existence and attain shelter at his 2 lotus feet.
Jai Shri Nandanandanashtakam ki jai. So what I want to do is, we'll read one of these 3 each night. We'll rotate one of these 3. Otherwise it will take up half the class time. Because a lot of us, when we were first devotees, we had the opportunity to sit in many, many classes and to recite responsively the Sanskrit. That helped a lot. So it's good to go over. Like by doing these ashtakams, practicing, and also hearing, then that'll be a good start for you to become more adept at the pronunciation. Hey, Haribol.
And I find it's easier, but I don't know if it was okay to do it, if you sing them.
Yeah, singing.
It just is weird.
Well, see, that's what we used to. We used to do that in all the classes in the early days of ISKCON. It would be responsive singing of the verse, like for example, Nashtak Praishu Abhadreshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
So like that, this would be much more effective and helpful. Prabhupada established that program for all of his disciples. Yeah. And of course some have more of a natural, ability, right? Some have more, some have less. But we can get the basic understanding of Sanskrit pronunciation from that. So this practice of singing these 3 Ashtakam songs is very essential during the month of Kartik. I mentioned this yesterday, but one of the things about our beloved Gurudev, one of his main features, you could say like trademark, that he introduced, especially Nandanandan Ashtakam to the whole world, and also Radhakrita Kataksha Stavaraj. He introduced those to the whole world. Of course, in ISKCON, Prabhupada had already given the Damodar Ashtaka. But the recitation of these 3 songs, morning and evening, during Kartik, is very powerful practice and very essential if we really want to abide by what our acharyas have told us to do during the Kartik month and what the Shastras have given to us, what Sanatana Goswami has given, then every morning, every evening, during this 1 month of Kartik. But of course, Gurudev also said toward the end of Kartik, he said, and now all of you can continue chanting this for the whole rest of the year till next Kartik. So, yes, now the other evening it was only the 2 of us, the 3 of us, yes, the 2 of you and the 1 of me. So we read the introduction, Gurudev's introduction to this book, the Braj Mandala Parikrama book, which is very wonderful. And then we read the preface that Gurudev wrote the preface was written by Shanti Dasi, the English preface. So now we're going to begin the body of the book, okay? So we should know that the way in which this parikrama is arranged, the sequence, is the sequence accepted by all the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who have done for hundreds of years this Braj Mandala Parikrama. However, our Gurudev, and also his Gurudev, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, sometimes it was adjusted, the sequence in which we would do the parikrama, according to the needs of the lodging, where we could be lodged with all the pilgrims, and like this. So we always began our parikrama there's actually a parikrama of Mathura before, and this is before the Kartik month begins. That parikrama of Mathura generally went on for about 2 weeks. And so many of especially the Bengali Vaishnavas coming from Bengali villages, they would arrive and they would perform the Mathura parikrama. And a lot of the Westerners didn't come for that. They came for the first day of Kartik and followed the parikrama for the whole month of Kartik, and then some foreigners who were not able to come for the whole Kartik because of their work or whatever, then they would come intermittently. Some would come for the first half of Kartik, some would come. A lot of the devotees would come for the Govardhan Puja, which is almost in the middle of Kartik, right? And then they would stay to the end of Kartik, the last couple of weeks. And then I've even seen Gurudev tell to devotees, like even on telephone, they were calling to Gurudev, and Gurudev is speaking with them. I remember Pran Kishore Prabhu one time, he called, because that year, for some reason, he couldn't come. And Gurudev was speaking very affectionately to him on the phone, and he said, so, at least these last 5 days, which is called Bhishma Panchak, they're extremely powerful, from the Ekadasi until the end. Those days are so power-packed. So some devotees would even just come for those days, to get the benefit. And then, as I said, Gurudev was speaking with him on the phone, and he said, so you could not come. But when the fire yajna is performed, because there's a fire yajna performed on the day that after the last day of Kartik, on that next day, that's when all the fasting and vratas are broken, and there's a big fire yajna. And everyone who attends that parikrama must take, some of the grains and throw into the fire along with the mantras. It's a big, huge, there's a few hundred devotees there. And Gurudev told, I will put some grains in the fire for you. He told that for Pran Kishore and Shampaklata. Yes. So now we are going to begin to read about the parikrama, which is performed every year, and we will cover hopefully we can do it during this 30 days, every single place. Now, during the parikrama, those who have come to the, physically, how many have come to the Braj Mandala parikrama? Yeah. Okay. She came. Oh, very good. Oh, yes. So you haven't come.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, obviously not with. Did you come with our Gaudiya Math parikramas or with ISKCON parikrama, or you just went and went
Yeah.
to a few places, Govardhan
Well,
and
that's
like
good.
this? Well, sure, that's good. But the question is, did you go on the Braj Mandala parikrama? So that was my question, and yeah. So, but when things open up, should go, must go. Must go. It's not a question of maybe I will, maybe I won't. No. If you're a disciple and a follower of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and you don't get your body over there before you leave this body and go on that Brajamandala Kartik Parikrama at least one time in your life, then you cannot say you're a real follower. I'm telling that. And you know what? Gurudev also, he would say the same thing. But he wouldn't say it like I'm saying it, because you know why? Because, obviously he's a zillion times more merciful. Not me that is merciful. But Gurudev, he was very accommodating, right? But sometimes he was also very, very strict. And he wanted this from us. It's not that Gurudev is pleased when we don't try to become more serious and we try to follow the process. Gurudev's waiting for that. So, Gurudev wants that. But he's not going to force it, right? But what I'm saying, and as his representative, yes, that's why he made me a sannyasi, to travel all over the world and to preach this knowledge that I received from him, from my gurus. So from that angle, as his servant, I'm saying what he would say. I know what he would say. I spent enough years at his lotus feet to know what he would say in each and every circumstance, you know. So as far as Brajmandala Parikrama is concerned, I went on 24 straight years of Brajmandala Parikrama, every single year. So this is the first time that we've been restricted by Krishna's will. So I'm stuck here. But it's a good place to be stuck, but it's not where I want to be. It is not where I want to be. Okay? But in my heart, I'm going there, and you can come along. You want to come along on that parikrama? That's what I'm going to do this month now. Starting today, we already started the other day, but the reading of the parikrama book is the way in which we're going to go on this parikrama. Internally, in our mind, in our heart, following and walking behind the lotus feet of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga. So, this is not just some sit-together reading. No, this is the parikrama. It is really the parikrama. And it's the closest that we can get to actually going there. So, I'm requesting the devotees to come and attend and take it seriously. Then you will see what you will feel like at the end of the 30 days. Now I know everybody can't come all the time. I know that some are also going down to LA and this and that. It's being filmed on Facebook. And it's also there when it's not live. So that could be a commitment from your side to read, to attend, even if you can't come, but then to make it up by watching the video. That's my suggestion. So, with the mercy and the blessings of our beloved Gurudev, our beloved Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj, and all of our Rupa Nuga Acharyas, I'm praying for their causeless mercy, that although we are physically far away from Braj, that they can give us some little entrance into Braj through their Vani, through their words, through their mercy. And we know that it is their desire that we do this in this month of Kartik, and it will be a milestone in everyone's life. In everyone's life, it will be a milestone. So now we're beginning to read the first section, part 1. Part 1, Gurudev has titled it, The Nature of Vraja. So the Braja Mandala Parikrama. But what is the nature of Vraja? What does Vraja mean? Gurudev is going to show us. Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Govinda Ji Ki Jai. The nature of Vraja. He quotes this line, Vrajati gacchati iti vrajaha. In Sanskrit, Vrajati gacchati iti vrajaha. That which moves around is Braja. Vrajati gacchati iti vraja. That which moves around, is Vraja. This is the original understanding of the word Vraja. The places where Nanda Baba dwelt and moved around with his cows, calves, family, and associates, those places are called Vraja. Vrajanti Gava Yasminati Vrajaha. The land where the cows, the cowherd men, cowherd boys, and cowherd girls wander, that land where they wander is known as Vraja. Vraja particularly denotes the land of the Supreme Person, Brajendra Nandan, Sri Krishna's pastimes. So this is Vraja. The flirtatious hero of Vraja. Who's that? The flirtatious hero of Vraja. Who is that? Krishna, Sri Krishna. That flirtatious hero of Braja, Sri Krishna, he is Akhil Rasamrita Murti. You know the meaning of that statement? Akhil Rasamrita Murti. This is the first 3 words of Srila Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where he composed a verse describing who is the person going to be described in this book. And the first 3 words are these 3 words. Akhil Rasamrita Sindhu. Now you're going to repeat after me. Akhil Rasamrita Sindhu. Akhil Rasamrita Sindhu. Akhil Rasamrita Sindhu. Actually, I made a mistake. It's because it's called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So I instead of saying Murti, actually Murti means form. Okay? So again, Akhil Rasamrita Murti.
Akhil Rasamrita Murti.
Akhil Rasamrita Murti.
Akhil Rasamrita Murti.
But he's also called Akhil Rasamrita Sindhu. Now, this flirtatious hero of Braja, Sri Krishna, he is Akhil Rasamrita Murti. The embodiment. Murti means form, right? He is the form, the embodiment of the nectar of all primary and all secondary spiritual tastes, or rasas. What is this flirtatious hero of Braj, Sri Krishna, Akhil Rasamrita Murti? What does that mean? He is the what?
Embodiment
Of
spiritual tastes and rasas.
Good try.
Highest.
Good try, but you got to get it more exactly.
Oh, nectar.
Here, he is the embodiment of the nectar What is the word nectar in this statement here? Akil Rasamrita Murti. Which word in this is saying nectar? Amrita.
Which also means bliss.
But rasa amrita. When that's combined together, those two words, rasa and amrita, what does it make? The word rasamrita. Say that. Rasamrita. 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 So that means the amrita, which means nectar, of what? Of rasa. He is the embodiment of that. And the word akila means all. Means all. He is the embodiment of all the nectar of what? The primary and the secondary spiritual tastes. Here the word rasa is called tastes. Okay? Now what does this mean? The primary and the secondary spiritual tastes. What are they? What is that? Primary and secondary rasas. Primary and secondary rasas. What are they? How many are there?
Unlimited.
No. There's... Yes, you said 12. Yes. Now, when they combine together in various ways, it becomes unlimited. But Krishna, the science of knowing Krishna, how he is the embodiment of all the primary and the secondary rasas, means that you have to know what the primary rasas are and what the secondary rasas are and how many of them there are. So what does primary rasas mean? It means the main 5 relationships. The 5 rasas, the 5 relationships that every jiva can have with Krishna. They are called the primary relationships, rasas. So, what are those first 5? I've given you a really super big hints here. Huh?
Parent.
What's the Sanskrit? Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, and Madhuryaras. Those are the 5 primary rasas. Okay? You cannot have a relationship with Krishna in Goloka Braj unless your relationship is in one of those 5 rasas. And guess what? In Vaikuntha, where Lord Narayan is the majestic, supreme, absolute truth personality of Godhead, with all of his Vaikuntha associates and Vaikuntha Vasis, they also have primary relationship with Lord Narayan. What is their primary relationship with Lord Narayan?
Awe and reverence.
Yes. Shanta. Anything else?
Dasya.
Yes. Dasya. Anything else?
Half of Sakya.
Yes. Half.
How's that?
They have 2.5. Sakya means what? That's right. But when there is the mood of dasya, there's less familiarity and intimacy. There's more, as you said, awe and reverence. There's more of even a slight fear, because when one's powerful master is there, he can chastise you at any time. So all these emotions are there in Dasya Ras, but in their pure form. But in Vaikuntha, there's a little bit more further in intimacy that they can come. And that's why it's called a half of a rasa. Because they cannot become intimate with Lord Narayan like Krishna's friends can with him. Krishna's friends, they actually think that they're just as strong as Krishna. They challenge Krishna. They even defeat him sometimes. Krishna doesn't like to admit it when he gets defeated. Even when he's lying down on the ground and his face he's flat on the ground, and Sridham, who just wrestled him and beat him, now Sridham is looking down at him, says, see, I defeated you, I told you. And Krishna says, no, you haven't defeated me. And he says, yes, I did. Look, you're there. I've pinned you down to the ground, so I've defeated you. He goes, no, you haven't defeated me. Then how have I not defeated you? He says, you know why? Because your face is pointing down and my face is pointing up. So that kind of intimacy that Krishna has with his cowherd friends, you see, that cannot be experienced in Vaikuntha with Lord Narayan. But some degree of friendship can be there. That's why it's called a half of a rasa. But Krishna is called Akhil Rasamrita Murti. What does that mean? He's the embodiment of all the rasas. Lord Narayan, you cannot call him Akhil Rasamrita Murti. You cannot call Nrsimhadev Akhil Rasamrita Murti. Only Krishna. That's why Rupa Goswami wrote this in the first 3 words. There is no one else who is Akhil Rasamrita Murti. And then we come to the secondary rasas. I should have memorized this, but somehow I haven't memorized the Bengali or the Sanskrit of it. But what are the 7 secondary rasas that combine with the 5 primary rasas? And there are many, many other types of combinations. So just you can just name the emotion. What's one emotion that is in the category of secondary, the 7 secondary rasas?
Envy?
What?
Envy?
No. Kind of envy. There's a kind of envy there, but that's not acceptable with Krishna. That's the one thing that's not acceptable, is envy. So,
Laughter.
you were going to say something?
Hasya.
Hasya? It means what?
Like joking, laughing.
That's right. Humor. Humor.
What
The
about,
rasa of humor. Yeah?
fighting? Is that one?
Yes, that's also. It's called chivalry. And what's the name of that? Vira. Vira. Actually, the word vira also means hero. Heroism. Power. To show your heroism. That's why we see. Now, by the way, just when we're mentioning this, you can also see these rasas here in the material world. But this is only a very inferior, perverted reflection of the original rasas. Because Krishna tastes those original rasas, and all of his eternal associates taste them. Is anyone here, conditioned souls in this world, tasting those transcendental, the nectar of those transcendental rasas? No. We are making believe that we are tasting something, but actually it's false. In the end, it proves to be false. I was having a conversation just now with your mother down at the greenhouse. And this topic came up about how everything that we accomplish in this life, all the relationships that we make and form, these are all conceptions in the mind, because they're not actually real in the sense that they'll all disappear completely. You're this person's son, daughter, this is your son or daughter, this, that, this, that. This is actually not true. It's not satyam. It's the asat, the temporary. See? And for sure, no one has ever succeeded in bringing that into the next body. It's all cut off, completely cut off. Even in your subtle body, in your next life, you will not remember. There are a couple, of isolated incidences around the world, people that study the science of reincarnation. They've written books and studied about certain people who are very young in their childhood, and they have memories. And they have memories of what?
Flying airplanes.
So many, yeah. Yeah, their previous life. And there are cases where they've actually gone there. In India, there are a number of people, but around the world as well. They've actually gone there and met their previous husband, and it's just some, small boy like this. So like, the thing is that most jivas, vast majority, they will not remember from previous lives. They forget. Everything, the subtle body goes through a whole change. It's the same mechanism, the same subtle body, but the conceptions transform. So then you begin to accept a new body with new relationships, new identities and all of that. But that's not eternal. So the thing is that the rasas, these are eternal rasas. The original rasas are eternal rasas. Your relationship with Krishna in one of those rasas is eternal. And then the secondary rasas, they are combined. So humor was mentioned. Vira ras, power, strength, chivalry. What else?
Wait, can I ask a question? Are these only relationships between the cowherd boys and Krishna?
Which
Or
one?
The ones that, the 7 secondary ones.
No.
Oh,
There are
okay.
relationships with everyone. All devotees, the 7 secondary are mixing. And there's a whole science. The
Okay, what about
nectar of
anger? then,
devotion.
what say?
What about it?
That has to be it. the
Yes,
secondary
it
one.
is. It
Oh,
is. Well, I didn't know that you were
okay. Yes. I'm sorry.
giving your suggestion.
Yes.
So what's anger called? Rudra. That's why Lord Shiva also has his Rudra expansions, and they're exhibiting anger. It came from Lord Brahma's forehead when he became angry. Okay? Anger. What else?
Fear.
Yes. Bhaya. Bhayatsa. Fear. That's why the conditioned souls in this world, they like to dress up on Halloween and prance around like they're some ghoul or goblin or what else? There's all kinds of
Tiger.
all of these fearful creatures that create fear, witches and ghosts and demons and all of that. Why? Why do they like to do that as a game? Why? Why do they like to do that? Because it's a rasa, fear. Why do people go and watch horror movies? Fear. You see?
Isn't that called Gora? Or
That's also another one of the secondary
Horror.
rasas. Not Gora.
Not Gora.
No.
Something close
No.
to that.
Yeah. Adbhuta. Adbhuta is another one of the secondary rasas. That's why Lord Nrsimhadev, he is the deity of Adbhuta. Of like wonderment. Adbhuta Shringam, right? Namas Tavakara Kamala Vare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam. Wonderful. Let me finish first what I'm saying.
Sorry.
So, Adbhuta Shringam, wonder. So there's ghastliness also, ghastliness. These are all in the 7 secondary. So, with the combination of these 7 secondary rasas, combining with the primary rasa that one has with Krishna, this is rasa becomes mixed together in very tasteful ways. But when it is not mixed in a proper way by persons who are inexperienced and they're trying to act as if they have the ability to taste rasa, then that mixture is not appreciated by Rasika Vaishnavas. What is the name of that? Ras Abhas. It means a semblance, a reflection of actual rasa. So we've discussed here the time for the Artik has come, right? Right? Or how long?
You want to?
No. I'm asking you.
He's ready, but
No, but what's your plan? Because everything started a little bit late.
Yeah. We can go a little bit more.
Okay.
We can do the 7 if you want 7.
Okay. Okay.
That'd be great.
Yeah. We'll adjust it according to the time that the kirtan and all of that.
Yeah.
We'll fluctuate. Okay. Good. What was your question?
Oh, I was just gonna say maybe one of the 7 secondary ones is like worry, like when the gopis are worried that Krishna's walking on the stones and they're gonna hurt his feet.
That's more in the category of fear.
Oh, okay.
Now, so in this Braja, who? Krishna, the embodiment of all rasas. In this Braja, he performs his eternal pastimes with Srimati Radhika, who is the embodiment of Mahabhav. What is Mahabhav? The essence of Sri Krishna's pleasure potency, Ladini Shakti. That's what she is. She's the embodiment of Mahabhav. And Krishna is the embodiment of what? All rasas. But she, who is Krishna's Shakti, she is the embodiment of Mahabhav. Now, when that is studied, that topic, Mahabhav, what is Mahabhav? What is praying? All of these topics. Rupa Goswami wrote an entire book for describing everything about Madhurya Rasa. Separate from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, although it's described there, each of the rasas are carefully described, many, many examples given. But for those who are attracted to the Madhurya Rasa relationship with Krishna, he wrote another sequel of that book called Ujjvala Nilamani. And that book is very voluminous and many, many, many examples to show all the different combinations of tastes and rasas. Bhav, Vibhav, Anubhav, Satvik Bhav, Vyavichari Bhav. There are so many different terms, all explained in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that pertain to any one of the 5 rasas. And many, many examples are shown. But in Ujjvala Nilamani, only about conjugal love. So, to understand conjugal love, one has to understand Srimati Radharani, because she's the embodiment of what? Mahabhav, the highest manifestation of conjugal love for Sri Krishna. No one has anywhere near her words, because she's actually Krishna. She's actually Krishna. Because Krishna and his Shakti, they're one entity actually, but they divide into 2 for pastimes. Krishna and his Shakti. Because Krishna is full of Shakti, potency, not like the impersonalists. The impersonalists, they call the Brahma and the absolute truth Nih-Shakti. Nih-Shakti. That means without any potency, without any potency. So, the Vaishnavas understand that Krishna, the embodiment of all rasa, he expands his Shakti, his potency. And that potency that takes a form and a shape, takes the beautiful form of Srimati Radharani. There is no other more beautiful, attractive form in all of existence than her beautiful, transcendental form. So, she has attained, in her loving manifestations with Krishna, she has not only attained this state of Mahabhav and manifests it eternally, but even within the realm of Mahabhav, there are also other levels. So that's what we study. When we study the Brajamanjala Parikrama, we go on Parikrama, we hear, we go to the pastime places, we have to understand what is taking place. This is where the absolute truth, Sri Krishna, the embodiment of all rasa, performed his playful pastimes with his Shakti potency, Srimati Radhika, and her expansions of all the gopis. That is Braj, and that is Braj Mandala Parikrama. So everything in Braj, all the different relationships, they're actually supporting this one supreme exchange between Krishna and his internal potency, Srimati Radhika. They exist to support and nourish. So when we hear all the different pastimes in Braj Mandala during the month of Kartik, then some impression comes in our heart. Oh, how wonderful this is. I also want to have such relationship with Krishna, like these eternal associates. That is the seed of greed. That is the seed of the impressions that are necessary to enter into the path of Raga Nuga Bhakti. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Govinda Jiyo Ki Jai. Jai Jagannath Gurudev Shri Bhakti. Now, the most exalted of all nectar-filled pastimes, most exalted amongst all nectar-filled pastimes, namely Shri Krishna's Ras Leela. That is the most exalted, Shri Krishna's Ras Leela. So, that most exalted of all nectar-filled pastimes, namely Shri Krishna's Ras Leela, and his numerous other pastimes, they take place here eternally. Where? Braj. Yes. In this Braj, every glance and gesture is filled with rasa. Actually, Brahma Samhita is telling that. Every word is a song. Every step is a gait, like a dance step. You see in the Manjari paintings, Shamrani, with the Seva Kunj. No, we don't have. In Gurudev's room.
Speaker.
But not the Manjari paintings are not there.
Oh, you're right.
So you see in the Manjari paintings that they're standing in such a way, and especially the gopi on the far right side, who is carrying a basket of flowers, I think. But how she's standing, how she's moving. And it's like dancing. So all the gopi, everything that they do is artistic. That's why in Braj, there is the ultimate attainment and the ultimate perfection of the 64 what? Arts. They're all listed in the purport of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur for the Brahma Samhita. All 64 arts are listed there. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabis Tabirya Eva Nijarupa Taya Kalabis Goloka Eva Nivasati Akilatma Bhuto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So there it's mentioned about Radha in that verse and her extensions of her bodily form, imbued and permeated with so much rasa. So everything is about rasa in Braj. Now, in this Braj, every glance and every gesture is filled with rasa. Here, the original enjoyer, Sri Govinda, eternally enjoys nectar-filled sports and pastimes with those gopis who have manifested from his own intrinsic form. That's called Swarupa Bhuta Gopis. They're actually manifested from Krishna's own form, his intrinsic form. How are they manifested? Through Srimati Radhika, who is manifested from Krishna. So these pastimes, they have no beginning and no end. that place where there is nothing but an endless ocean of prema, whose waves of the most elevated, radiant mellow of intimate paramour love, Unnata Ujjvala Pranaya Rasa, they are constantly rising up. These waves, they are constantly rising up and swelling over. This is Braj. That place consisting purely of rasa, that is continuously savored by those experts in relishing loving mellows, rasikas, that's who can relish, rasika Vaishnavas, and those who can taste transcendental mellows, bhavakas. This is the land of Braja. Rasika and bhavak. That is stated in the 3rd verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Aho rasikai bhuvi bhavaka. Oh, you who are rasik, who can relish and taste rasa, those of you who are bhavak, as he says here, who can taste the transcendental mellows, bhavak bhakta, you should drink the Srimad Bhagavatam again and again and again. So Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 44th chapter, 13th verse, it gives a deeply moving description of Vraja. Here is the verse. Punya bata vraja bhuvo yadayam nrilinga gudha purana purusho vanachitra malya ga palayan sahabala kvanayamschavenu vikridayanchati giritra ramarchitangri. Who's speaking this? One of the gopis. And she's speaking it to her Saki. And she says, oh Saki, the actual truth is that the land of Braja is supremely pure and blessed. Because here the Supreme Person is living. He's disguised, how? As a human being. This is a description by the gopis that what is this Braj, this place? This supremely pure and blessed place. Punya bata vraja bhuvo. This land of Braja. What's going on here in this land of Braja? This is the fact, this is the truth, that here the Supreme Person, he's living disguised as a human being. That same Lord, whose lotus feet are worshipped by the Lord of all lords, who's that? Mahadev Shankar. And also Sri Ramadevi. Who's Ramadevi? Goddess of fortune. That Lord, whose lotus feet are worshipped by Mahadev Shankar and Ramadevi, those feet are wandering about here in Braj with his brother Balaram and his cowherd boyfriends. This Braj is no ordinary place. Adorned with a garland of multicolored flowers, he grazes the cows and he plays the flute sweetly. Absorbed in many kinds of pastimes, he wanders here and there with delight. By the touch of his lotus feet, this land of Braja has become virtuous and successful. That's the verse spoken by this gopi in appreciation of this land of Braja. Then, the Skanda Purana also presents a beautiful definition of the word Braja. Gunatitam param brahma vyapakam vraja uchyate Sadanandam param jyoti muktanam padam avyayam. The translation from Skanda Purana, beautiful definition of the word Vraja. Param Brahma, the supreme absolute truth, is beyond the three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. What is Param Brahma? Supreme what?
The supreme
Absolute truth.
Supreme absolute truth.
Param Brahma.
Param Brahma.
So here it is saying, Gunatitam Param Brahma. Guna Atita means who is above the gunas, above the modes of nature. That is Parabrahma. That Param Brahma, Vyapakam Vraja Uchate. Vyapakam means he pervades every single particle of the universe. Vyapakam. We have one god with the name Vyapidas. But Vyapakam is the name of Krishna. It means one who pervades every single particle of the universe. He is called Vraja. This is another definition of the word Vraja. All-pervading. His place, the embodiment of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Sadanandam param jyoti. Sadanandam. Embodiment of eternity, knowledge, and bliss is what? Param jyoti. Supremely brilliant. Jyoti means light. Supremely brilliant, and it is also indestructible. Residing here are the supreme connoisseurs of ecstatic, transcendental mellows who are liberated from material existence. Muktanam. Muktanam means those who are liberated souls. Padam avyayam. And they are there in that indestructible eternal land. This is Braja. From Skanda Purana. So, one more minute. Goloka and Braja. This little section here. Goloka and Braja. And then in parentheses, next to the word Braja, it says Gokul. We're going to find out about Gokul. You must know what is Gokul because you're singing it every day in the Damodar Astakam. Which verse are we singing it? In the first one. Namam Ishwaram Sachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Brajamanam means eternally manifested in Gokul. So we will hear about this, how the Chaitanya Charitamrita in the 5th chapter of Adi Lila says, Sarvo Pari Shri Gokula Vraja Loka Dham Shri Goloka Shveta Dvip Vrindavanam Nam. What does that mean? It means Sarvo Upari Shri Gokula. Shri Gokul, the topmost abode, has many names. Vrajaloka Dham, that is Vraja. Shri Goloka, Goloka Vrindavan. Vrajaloka, Goloka, then Shveta Dvip and Vrindavan. Thus, these names are all considered synonymous. And Srila Rupa Goswami, an intimate associate of Srimad Mahaprabhu, resolves any confusion about Gokula and Goloka in his book Sri Lagu Bhagavatamritam. But that will take a little time for us to read and discuss, which will take place tomorrow. Same time, same place. Gaur Premanande.
One question.
Shri Braj Mandala Parikrama Ki Jai. Yeah.
After RT, will we again be doing Harikatha today?
No. This is the timing now. Each day it will start, supposed to start at 5:30. In Kirtan from 5 to 5:30. And this is supposed to go for an hour till 6:30.
Yeah.
So,
We can adjust,
Yeah.
Maharaj. If this is also a good timing, then we can do like.
but
Yeah, it's
we'll
good to
adjust
have
it.
yeah.
We'll adjust it. For some reason, the kirtan couldn't start on time,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, and like that.
Yeah.
So we'll adjust it. But those who are greedy to get nectar, they'll come.
And we hope all of our friends.
Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Govinda Jiyo ki jai. Jai Shri Braj Mandala Parikrama ki jai. Shri Gurudev's Transcendental Parikrama Book ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Gaurartik and Radha Krishna Jugalarti ki jai. Shiva Jayo, Jayo, Gaura Sande, Aroti Krishna, Jayo, Jana Vita Tabani পাশে ভকতি বিনোদ সখী পদে সুখে পাশে জয় রাধে রাধে গোবিন্দ জয় জয় রাধে রাধে গোবিন্দ জয় জয় গোবিন্দ জয় জয় গোপাল জয় জয় রাধারমণ হরি গোবিন্দ জয় জয় রাধারমণ হরি গোবিন্দ জয় জয় গোবিন্দ জয় জয় গোপাল জয় 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 রাধারমণ হরি জয় রাধারমণ হরি জয় জয় রাধারমণ হরি জয় জয় রাধারমণ হরি 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 জয় জয় রাধারমণ হরি হরি বল 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Jaya Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe, Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe. Jaya Govinda Nandini Radhe Radhe, Govinda Nandini Radhe Radhe. Jaya Ashwati Shiromani Radhe Radhe, Ashwati Shiromani Radhe Radhe. Jaya Karumana Lohi Radhe Radhe, Karumana Lohi Radhe Radhe. Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Gaurahare, Sachinandana Jaya Gaurahare. Gaurahe, 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 Gaurahe. Nitai hai, Nitai hai, Nitai hai, Nitai hai. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
बिहारी की जय
जय।
प्रविष्टा ओम विष्णुपाद श्रीमद भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय प्रविष्टा ओम विष्णुपाद श्रीमद भक्तिवेदांत बामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय प्रविष्टा ओम विष्णुपाद श्रीमद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय प्रविष्टा ओम विष्णुपाद श्रीमद भक्तिवेदांत श्री श्रीकर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय प्रविष्टा ओम विष्णुपाद श्रीमद भक्ति अक्षर श्री गोस्वामी महाराज की जय प्रविष्टा ओम विष्णुपाद श्रीमद श्री गुरु गोविंद महाराज की जय प्रविष्टा ओम विष्णुपाद श्रीमद भक्ति प्रज्ञान श्री केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय प्रविष्टा ओम विष्णुपाद जगत गुरु भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय प्रविष्टा परमहंस श्री गौर किशोर दास बाबा महाराज की जय प्रविष्टा सच्चिदानंद श्री भक्तिनाथ ठाकुर की जय प्रविष्टा वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा महाराज की जय देवदान छाया वाले देवी भूषण प्रभु की जय विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय ब्रह्मानंद स्वरूप दामोदर श्री गौर पार्श्ववृंद की जय श्री नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्रीमानंद प्रभुत्राय की जय श्री रूप सनातन भद्र गुणात श्री जीव गोपाल वत्त दास जगन्नाथ सार गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय श्री गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्तवृंद की जय जय श्री रूप गुरु वार्ग की जय परंपरा की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गो गोवर्धन द्वादश वर्ण काशी ब्रज मंदार की जय राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड यमुना गंगा तुलसी भक्त देव की जय गीता देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय योगेश्वर महादेव की जय योगमय पूर्णमसी देवी की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय नवदीप धाम की जय जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुभद्रा सागर की जय नरसिंह भगवान की जय भक्त प्रवार श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय राम चरित्र संप्रदाय की जय श्री श्री दामोदर ब्राज की जय श्री ब्राज की जय श्री राज दामोदर की जय जय श्री निवृत्त धाम की जय श्री अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्री श्यामा तख्त वृंद की जय श्री गौर ब्रह्मानंदे
Namaste Narasinghaya Jai Srimati Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Jai Srimati Vrinda Devi ki jai. Om Vrindai Tulsi Devai Jai Krishna
Krishna Bhakti Hari Devi Sachurachaya Namo Namaha.
Namo Namo Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Radha Krishna Nitya Seva
Nitai Priyai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha It's already stopped, right? What's up? It stopped already?